let us begin the 2024 World Series post-game show. The Los Angeles Dodgers are World Series champs.
Wow.
It's FT Live, final post-game show of the season. It's powered by MLB 9 Innings 24. It's the OGFT fam. AJ, Braun, Kratz, we made it through a 2024 season that had a lot to it. And the Dodgers win it all in Yankee Stadium, trailing 5-0 against Garrett Cole, who had the good stuff. And, I mean, let's go on to this game first, Kratz. The Yankees had a drunk inning that completely halted the series.
Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw Aaron Judge dropping a fly ball. He'll catch the next 1,000 fly balls exactly like that and will not drop them. Never would you say that Garrett Cole, in all that he pushed so hard through that inning, he gets the ground ball out from Mookie and he doesn't cover because he thinks Rizzo is going to charge that ball. Instead, he stays back. Like, there's always going to be questions. Whose fault is that? Whose fault? Just wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. Like, that stings, that hurts, whatever you can say about it. Like, that is just – it's crazy. It is crazy that they were even in that spot with a 5-0 lead, the way that Garrett Cole was pitching. And he still went – he almost went 7 full.
Man, if they didn't botch that inning, I think Cole might have dealt a complete game. Like, it was that level or close. No?
No. He had to get 6 outs that inning.
Yeah.
One of them was his own doing, but he was rolling. He was legitimately rolling. And, I mean, congratulations to the Dodgers. What a comeback.
Yeah, we'll talk through it right now. They're showing Mookie Betts. He's picked up his 3rd World Series title now, 2 with the Dodgers, 1 with the Red Sox. Mookie drove in the winning run of the World Series after 2 fans yesterday tried to yank his arm off, and he took the high road, and karma bit back a little bit. Karma run here for the Dodgers. But also, let's be real, the Dodgers had a little Braves to them. You win the division every year. You've won 1 World Series. People get on your case because it's the COVID year and it was a super short season, so it's kind of weird. You didn't get through the whole marathon. Part of the problem is they've had a ton of pitching injuries. This year, no different, right? You went through the marathon and you're like, damn, we're missing a lot of starters. And they still did it. So I give a ton of credit to this organization. To me, this takes a lot off their back during this whole run.
Yes, because everyone said, 2020 was a shortened year. I mean, congratulations to the Dodgers. I mean, it was unbelievable. Walker Buehler's storybook ending. The Shohei Ohtani, right? All that drama. He was worth it. He was worth every penny.
Every penny. What
right? Teoscar took a 1-year deal to go there. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, all these guys, all the money that people were like, the Dodgers can't win in the postseason. Well, the Dodgers proved everybody wrong.
Yeah. I know Flower didn't have it today, but they needed him.
Yep.
They damn sure needed Tommy Edman.
Kopech. Tommy Edman, the huge pitch. I mean.
Yeah, Andrew Friedman.
Dude,
I know. Hey.
Tip my cap, bro.
The Mets had a higher payroll than the Dodgers last year versus this year. And they didn't even make the playoffs. So they put it all together, the Dodgers, and they won. And they win the division every year besides the 1 year a few years ago, and they missed it by a game to the Giants and blah, 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 whatever. But this is a dominant franchise. Kratz.
This is all. The one thing you guys forgot, who was the starting shortstop and picked to be MVP and started out the season this year like he's going to play short. Mookie Betts was going to be their shortstop. Like, if you think your team has drama or issues and that's why you're not winning, like, actually delve into the season. Their best player, soon to be named NL MVP, his translator got caught up in gambling scandal. Your starting shortstop made a great play in right field in your clinching game of the World Series. Your other starting shortstop, or your starting second baseman in spring training, got the yips, and he was batting 9th for you. Kike Hernandez signed late, and he could have almost gone to the Yankees. Like, your starting rotation is a shell of what it was. If you're a Dodgers fan, obviously you're so freaking juiced about winning a World Series. and everybody can stop hating on you for the 2020. Like, this is the most dominant team of the last decade, and they are going to be the most dominant team of the next 10 years too. Maybe 6.
Yeah. Also, last decade, Astros fans are going to want a little bit. I know there's some controversy with one of those, but the Astros did win another World Series after that. What? How many World Series?
Yeah.
If we're not counting 17, they had 1, right?
Yeah. No, I'll count 17. That's fine. They have 2.
Right. So you're saying it's 2-2.
Yeah.
Okay. And we can get to that another day too. But how about, I want to go to Doc Roberts for a moment. Many Dodger fans.
He's a Hall of Fame manager now.
Thank you. Many Dodger fans were like, oh, it's Doc's fault on this. It's Doc's fault on that. Look at this game, for example, and the whole series of what he took the Dodgers through, or I should say the whole postseason. He lost a ton of his starters. That's not his fault. There are so many talented arms missing in action right now for the Dodgers. And Doc enters this, and he did bring this to his team and kind of like an underdog mentality. Hey, we've been a powerhouse in the past. We definitely have big names. No one's going to feel sorry for us. But we are missing a ton of our arms. And they had to navigate through a lot. This game is the prime example. Walker Buehler's closing out the game. Blake Treinen's getting extended. You know, you have guys that are pitching big innings for you that are coming off of injuries like Gratterall, and I know Vesio was a little wobbly today. Like, the decisions he made worked.
Yeah.
I was doubting him early on in this game when they're getting clobbered, and I'm like, man, you should have gone for the jugular yesterday.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing.
No, he didn't. They got lucky.
And he got lucky.
I'll be honest, they got lucky today.
I
mean, he didn't know what he was doing. But he did those A relievers, and they held him to 1 run. Because they were down 5-0, and then the A relievers came in and held them to 1 run the rest of the way, right? Now, by the way, happy Halloween. I dressed up like Scott Braun today.
Just turned
midnight.
Shirt's not tight enough to be me.
True. I don't have a shirt that small.
You got to wash that
I tried to
thing.
find one of my son's baby shirts.
Put it in the dryer for 24 hours. You got me.
Yeah, listen. Doc Roberts pushed all the right buttons. I mean, yes. Did they get lucky? Yes. Today they got lucky.
Well, no, not lucky, though.
But they put themselves in positions, and they also hit sac flies when they had to.
Mm-hmm.
They took the extra base when they needed to. Here's what we said this the other day on regular FT. They outclassed them. They outclassed them defensively. They outclassed them offensively. They outclassed them base running wise. They outclassed them pitching wise, and they outclassed them bullpen wise. That's kind of it.
And the Yankees played like drunks for an inning. That was embarrassing.
I'm not going to say
fundamentals.
But they did play bad for 1 inning.
Played like drunks, for anyone that's unaware, is a play on John Sterling's call when he was talking about how they run the bases like drunks. People will remember this Yankees team had Soto, who had an amazing year. Judge had an amazing year, had a rough postseason up until the finish line here. And one thing that was a constant from start to finish for this Yankees team, which was super talented and definitely a capable team of winning a World Series, is they were a bad base running team and not a good defensive team. And there were some obviously mishaps here that you don't see even from bad defensive teams, besides maybe
Judge's
the White
first
Sox.
error of the year.
Was it his first error of the year? Man. That is just a crazy inning, Kratz. That's an all-time choke inning.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfair. First error of the year. That's a real stat.
That's what I was told, but
that is so tough. If that's a real stat, that is so tough because he is so solid. I get it, his DSR or DRS is not, through the roof playing in center field. He's an elite right fielder, but to have no errors and then to have that type of error, you still say he took his eye off it. He was trying to get Kike out. Like, that's tough. That is. He'll remember it. I would be hard pressed to believe any big leaguer doesn't remember their worst losses and why they lost them.
All the time. You remember the losses more than you remember the wins, for sure. By far. I do. I still think about games we lost where I'm like, gosh, dang it, how did we lose that game? Right? I mean, I look at it all the time. Obviously you remember when you won, but there's many more times that I think about the losses. And Aaron Judge tonight, listen, he hit a home run. Everyone's been clamoring for it. Garrett Cole pitched great, didn't cover first, right? It kind of sums up what the Yankees were. They bashed you. They bashed you, they bashed you, they bashed you. They made a lot of mistakes in the defense, and they made a lot of mistakes base running, and they could cover it up because they could just bash you. Well, the Dodgers matched them, and the Dodgers were a more clutch team in this series, and that's why they're World Series champions. And by the way, let me say this too. D-Rod, I'm going to call your ass out. Dave Roberts, I don't care what you say about 2020, whatever you want to say. He's got 2 World Series in the bank. He's going to continue to be the Dodgers manager for a long time. They got a chance to win some more. He's going to the Hall of Fame. So, D-Rod, yeah, whatever.
Even if they don't win another one, he's still a Hall of Fame. He's still a Hall of Fame.
Agreed. Because he's going to win a bunch of games.
He's won 2 World Series with them.
I know, but but D-Rod's like, well, the one in 2020 doesn't count.
It doesn't.
It still counts.
It counts.
It counts. Trust me. On the back of his baseball card, it counts.
To not say it counts is ridiculous. But they wanted to put together a full season World Series. That meant a lot to the players too. Trust me. We've talked to Dodgers that came on and they said the same thing.
Yeah,
so
and they did it.
This was incredible because this is not even the best version of what they thought their team was going to look like. That's for real.
That's what's scary.
Oh my gosh. Look obviously Dodger fans probably after the parade are immediately going to be back on FT like, hey, so what's our rotation look like next year? And I'm like, well, we've spoken to Glass now. He's totally good. He's coming back. My hair's a mess. We're like, he's good. I was pulling my hair out during the damn game. I'm sorry. I don't even have a horse in the race, but this was crazy. So Glass now, help me out here. Ohtani. Dustin May.
Gonsolin.
River Ryan.
Bobby Miller will be better.
Bobby Miller should be better. Yamamoto is pretty damn good.
What's the other guy?
Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw once he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Kershaw is coming back.
Snack.
That's 8 guys. 8 guys.
Well, he's not a starter, but you're just talking about their staff. Yeah. Incredible.
Oh, Emmett Sheehan.
Yeah, Emmett Sheehan. Gavin Stone, did we mention him?
That's what I said, Stack Stone.
Oh, yeah.
Slippy, Slammy.
Crap.
Swanson.
What a ride. What a damn ride for this team. And also, we did say this a couple nights ago. I do still feel this way. The National League was really good. They had really talented teams. There was a reason why you didn't have 100-win teams stacking up this year. You had none. That's pretty rare these days. Obviously, you didn't have a team like the White Sox in the National League. That helps because they were the worst team ever. But on the other side, when we entered the postseason, we were looking around. We're like, damn, the Phillies look like they can win a World Series.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers look like they can win a World Series. The Padres look like they can win a World Series. The Mets with their momentum looked like they could win a World Series. That's 4 teams already where you were like, yeah, those look like enough talent to win World Series teams. That's really good. I get whatever. You want to say I'm slighting the American League.
They're not. The truth is
the National League was better. They had better teams at the top.
We've said this the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
The top 4 teams in the National League are better than the top how many ever teams in the American League, clearly. But, I mean, you want to go with Phillies, Padres, Mets, Dodgers. There's 4 that I think all could have possibly beaten the Yankees in a 7-game series.
Mm-hmm. And everyone had their moments here through this ride in October, Kratz. Like Ohtani didn't do much with the shoulder here in the World Series, but he had he had ridiculous moments in a run with runners in scoring position. Max Muncy at one point was unreal. Freddie Freeman in this series was ridiculous, including even today with the 2-run knock that put them at 5-3 and hit a homer in every other game. I mean, Tommy Edman was NLCS MVP. Most of their dudes had moments in the postseason.
The only one that really didn't was Lux and Will Smith. And Will Smith just guided a pitching staff of 100 different pitchers to a 5-game, 4-1 series victory. Like, I get it. Hey, whatever, Will Smith. Will Smith will not remember how many times he made out this series. He'll remember how big that ring is when that John opens up and it's got like a video in it.
Neither will. You know what? We kept harping on Max Muncy, and listen, I bet on him every day to get a hit and an RBI, and he did not come through for me at all. But he was 0 for 16, I think, in this series. Nobody cares because when you win, it all goes away. When you win, like if the Yankees would have won tonight, nobody remembered Judge dropped the fly ball. They just would have been like, Yankees won. That's the difference in the postseason. Nobody remembers if you were good or bad. They just remember if you won or lost.
Dodgers are better.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And nobody can understand that unless you're in it. Even pro guys, even big league guys that have never been in the playoffs, if you don't experience it, you don't know what it's like, because you're constantly grinding. As much people want to say, I'm a team guy, you can have team at-bats, but ultimately, you're looking up and you're like, man, 0 for 4. Dang, go on it. That's like 3.
By the way, let's not. Hey, Kratz, you're talking about Will Smith. Will Smith won a World Series again. All you need is Will Smith on your team. You're winning the World Series.
Yeah, that's true. Will Smith's win every year. Don't forget it. Make sure you find yourself a Will Smith.
And I heard him say on the telecast today, they said if Mookie Betts wins, he's the only active player with 3 World Series victories. That's not true.
Who's missing?
Will Smith.
Will Smith, the pitcher. He won Braves.
Yeah. He won 3 in a row.
Did they say position player?
I didn't hear that because we were on mute. We were working while you were sleeping.
I did hear that. I did hear that another day, though. I heard that one too. So
it wasn't today. It wasn't today.
Yeah, right. It was another day. Yeah. Also, I don't know if we mentioned, but Kike Hernandez is a playoff monster.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the postseason, he did some things, and people were on his case too, right? Like he has ups and downs with Boston. He was getting no love this offseason. There are some interviews that if you're watching right now, especially if you're a Dodger fan and you've missed it, you should go check out Kike Hernandez when he signed and then came on to the show right after and talked about how, teams were basically kicking him and offering him the same crap. And then he ultimately was deciding between the Yankees and Dodgers and chose the Dodgers.
He did tell us that.
It's a good conversation. Also, actually, for more recent one, Stan Kasten, who's accepted the award and doing the whole thing and talking to the at the podium to represent the Dodgers kind of on the ownership side, even though he's the president and CEO, he kind of is the voice there. We spoke to him on FT the other day, and he talked about how the Dodgers feel like if they invest in the team to the highest of their ability, then the fans will invest in them. And I mean, they don't leave a stone unturned. There's new technology out. Every player gets it. I know multiple companies that have had some next level stuff that would be even an iota of help to a player. And the Dodgers they don't even flinch. They buy it for every dude on the roster. That's what they do. And sure, you can say MLB is all misbalanced with payroll and all of that crap. Okay, well, if you don't like it and you're a billionaire, sell the team. Someone else will want it. Trust me. And also, the biggest spenders don't win every year. So the things they've done to curb that has worked a lot. Like other teams do have a chance,
Yeah.
I mean, even like the Guardians put together an awesome season.
Mm-hmm.
They gave the Yankees a fight. They made it to the Final Four. And they barely did anything. They're spending so much less than what they can do. So sorry that, some teams care more than others, and some teams definitely have higher purses than others. But it doesn't mean it's an excuse that, a smaller market team can do nothing. So we got Yankees, Dodgers. It was really fun and entertaining. It did not go 6 or 7, but it did get damn close. We were close to going back to LA.
Yeah.
I will say
they were close to losing to the Padres. Let's not forget the Dodgers. Everyone's taking the Padres got them. Padres are going to do it again.
They almost did.
They almost did, and then they didn't. And all of a sudden, we got Freddie Freeman holding up the World Series MVP trophy.
My gosh, easiest lock of all time,
right?
Dude was insane. I mean, you appreciate that because he also displayed like power that I know. He's not a home run hitter. Like he hits homers, but I don't know what his career high is. I'll look back, but. He's not like for me. I'm like best thing he's got an elite hit tool. It's top 5 maybe in the sport. His hit tool. He's got pop, but all of a sudden you're looking at him and you're like, dude can't miss on homers.
38 is
that's his career high.
Career high.
Yeah.
You know how many strikeouts he had going into his last at bat? You know how many strikeouts he had for the World Series?
0. He struck out his last at bat.
Struck out his last at bat. He had nothing left. He was like. Now I just want to strike out.
Crazy. And it started with the walk-off grand slam in game 1. His Kirk Gibson moment.
I just want to say that in 2015, Freddie might have a World Series MVP, but in 2015, I got Braves Player of the Year over Freddie. So I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one.
Good for you. Well, give us a sec on Freddie because you played with him.
Freddie's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Listen, he's the same dude every day, always smiling, always happy. I played with him for 2 years. He was a young pup. I I don't. I mean, listen. You always want to say you hope you rubbed off on him a little bit.
Sure.
But he had me, Johnny Gomes, Kelly Johnson, Frenchie, Jeff Francoeur. I mean, he had some veteran dudes. He started with Chipper. Chipper kind of retired. Freddie was the man. And listen, he listened. He asked the right questions. He did everything right. And Freddie freaking is a stud. He's going to the Hall of Fame. And he's got a World Series MVP. He's got 2 rings. And I'm happy for Freddie and his family. He went through a lot. We forget that, the stuff with Max, his son. So I'm happy for Freddie. I'm happy for his family, and I hope that he continues to do what he's doing because I love playing with Freddie.
All right, so let's get final thoughts. You can do it on each side. For me, Shohei Ohtani was not running through the World Series. It was Freddie Freeman's World Series, but he is the international superstar of our sport, and we got to experience baseball with him in October for the first time. Our sport doesn't get to do that as much as other sports. I appreciate that. He's looking right now going, oh, hell yeah. In addition to all the money, that's some of it coming not for a long time. He got his World Series title in his first year in LA. And I think the team can probably look stronger in other seasons going into October, including the fact that he might be pitching for the next 4 or 5 years for this team, if not longer. So that's really cool. On the other side, for the Yanks, they put together a really good team. And it was definitely a bit top heavy. I know the lineup started to click in yesterday's game. Judge with Soto this year was epic and historic. They definitely had enough of a starting rotation. I know they got some clunkers in the World Series from Luis Heel and Clark Schmidt. Also, I give a ton of credit to Brian Cashman's group for building a really good bullpen out of some guys that were not the biggest names in the world, including some White Sox retreads, like a Jake Cousins and a Tim Hill. They definitely made a mistake going with Nestor in Game 1, coming off not pitching for a long time, and they're going to have a hell of a battle. Their battle has just begun because Yankee fans are going to be pissed, and Juan Soto is a free agent with an agent that will get him top dollar. So offseason's going to be fun as hell. We do this show 1 to 3 Eastern every single weekday, so we're going to be following it. Kratz, last licks, what do you got?
I think you got something? Resetting me.
Oh,
yeah, it's me.
You go last licks,
Dude,
then
you
Kratz.
need to read a little bit more.
I was in my zone.
Yeah, I'm
looking at the camera.
You're on your soapbox.
I know how to read.
All right, so my whole thing
You
is
have a soapbox.
congratulations to the Dodgers, first of all. And the Yankees, you had a great year. Came up short. It happens. But you spend money, you win. You at least you don't win, but you at least give yourself a better chance. The Dodgers proved it. The Yankees proved it. Both these teams went out in the last offseason and filled their biggest needs. The Yankees needed a left-handed hitter. They went out and got the best one available, Juan Soto, through trade. The Dodgers wanted another superstar. What'd they do out? They went out and got 2. They got Yamamoto and Shohei, right? They're built also for the long haul, the Dodgers are. Now, these guys are going to age a little bit, but you still have Shohei, Mookie, Max, Freddie, Will Smith, a bunch of guys. Their core basically is coming back, along with the pitchers we mentioned coming back. This is not the end for the Dodgers. This could be the beginning of a long run. I'm happy for Shohei. He was rotting in Anaheim. He gets to do it on the biggest stage. In his first year, he wins the World Series. Congratulations to you. And this World Series was great for baseball. More people than a long time have tuned in to watch baseball. So I'm happy for baseball. Baseball is very healthy. Now let's not fuck it up this offseason.
I'm here for the offseason drama. If that's what AJ needs, I need that offseason drama. This is Shohei. To me, this is Shohei more than we'll ever know. To have an MVP season based on what happened to him, based on the fact that he came from a losing environment. You don't just turn it on and be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to win now. It takes a little bit of time. He jumped right in. And he also jumped in allowing this team to buy more players because he deferred his money. He's not the first person to defer their money. He's not going to be their last. Everybody, there's a lot of people deferring money. Nobody ever wanted to defer AJ's money. They just paid it all up front to him. They're like, we want you off our books. But this guy set this team up for the success that they had. And I'll even go farther. Sasaki, is it Sasaki? Is it
Sasaki? Roki Sasaki.
Sasaki, yes, Roki. I thought it was Roki, but then I was thinking Roku. Roki Sasaki. You don't think the Dodgers are in on him? You are sadly mistaken. They already got his other team, Samurai, the Japanese team's all-star name. They already got Yamamoto. You think Roki Sasaki's not going to be looking to be like, hey, you know what? I want to sign a 10-year deal. Let's go someplace that I can win for the next 10 years. Sure, Shohei. Me, you, and Yamamoto, we're going to go and do it. And I think Shohei is a bigger star and a bigger, like, there's so many more storylines to this season that he has his fingerprint in. And that's not to take anything away from anybody else. The Dodgers won the World Series this year because of Shohei Ohtani.
Well, I don't know about that because he didn't really perform in the World Series.
Okay.
But the other guys did. No, they got there. He helped them get there. So let's not take that away.
Very much a team effort.
Yes. And he
World
was the one
Series
guy.
title.
He was the one constant, really, because a lot of the other guys missed time.
Right, he was the constant during the regular season, and he was stupid clutch to start the postseason.
No, 100%.
With runners in scoring position.
But the World Series, he did not show up.
Like we
Which
went
happens.
over, right? Like what did we show in the? I mean, I'll throw a stray at Jazz because I think he ended up 0 for 18 in the postseason with runners in scoring position.
No, because he walked, so he was 0 for 17. Didn't he
it
walk?
was still right. 0 for 17. I'm like, that's a tough number to swallow. I mean, Shohei Ohtani was the opposite of that for a while. So, all right, this was freaking fun.
Great year.
What a
great
year. What
great
a year.
baseball year.
Yeah. Second year of FT. We got a lot to look forward to. We have 10 shows as part of our network, many team shows, and they're running it right now too. If you want to keep the live combo going and you're a Yanks fan that's looking for a little funeral talk, Pinstripe Territory is running. Dodgers Territory is our Dodgers show. We'll be back, of course, for Halloween. Happy Halloween. Maybe we'll dress up 1 to 3 Eastern, live as usual. And postgame show powered by MLB 9 Innings 24. If you're missing baseball, the game's free to download. Go check it out in the App Store or wherever you're getting your games that you download online or on your phone. Get the best baseball game in the palm of your hands, all the latest from the 2024 season. We'll see you tomorrow on FT.
Dang, that swing is almost as good as mine.
Yeah? See what you got. Not bad for only one MVP.
That's cute. Call me when you get to 6:30. Still got it.
Whatever.